Hello everybody, it's Tommy and welcome back to another video. Today we are doing a create a sim for the Disney save, and we are going to be creating Maurice, which is Belle's father from Beauty and the Beast. This is going to be a little bit of a quicker one today. He is a solo sim, and we haven't had too many of those so far. Actually, we have had Medusa and Dr. Facilier. I believe those were also maybe our only two single sims. These tend to be a little bit quicker videos, but hopefully you guys still enjoy them anyway. So Maurice is an elder sim. He does live alone in Belle's cottage. Belle has moved on to living at the castle, but that's okay. He definitely enjoys the quietness and being able to kind of live freely and do as he pleases all of the time. His aspiration is that he wants to be a Renaissance sim, and he might be one of the only characters that we actually get an opportunity to use this, so I really enjoyed being able to use this aspiration. He wants to be good at all things. He wants to be knowledgeable, a good worker, good at family. He's obviously depicted as being like a really great dad, and a single parent trying to raise a daughter is definitely a hard feat. For his traits, he is creative, family-orientated, and a genius. It's probably important to note that there are some new traits that are coming with Eco Lifestyle, and I am thinking about possibly updating him with one of those traits. I don't remember exactly what trait it was, but when I was going through some of the overview footage, I did notice there was one or two that felt like they would be really appropriate for him, as well as some of the items from that pack that I feel like would be super cool for his home as well. So expect there to possibly be an update to him on the gallery, as well as Belle's cottage on the gallery. As far as a spouse goes, he could have a possible romantic relationship with a future Mrs. Potts, a part of the Disney save. He is currently innovating ideas and technology in his newly renovated workshop. Maurice is brilliant in endless ways. He's a great father, a skilled painter, a craftsman, a knowledgeable gardener, a tinker, and more. He treasures books and knowledge as much as his daughter Belle. Maurice currently lives alone in the village cottage, tending to his garden, crafting new inventions, and pushing to be a constant innovator for the village. Although the villagers sometimes reject Maurice's ideas and forward way of thinking, he is often perceived as a crazy genius old man, and the villagers will go to him in times of need. His expertise and knowledge on all things technology and the arts is unparalleled in town. He gets along with pretty much anyone he meets except for his neighbor Gaston. They have been enemies for a long time, and Maurice will sometimes pull public pranks on Gaston in an attempt to cool his ego just a bit. So there are a couple of different things that you can definitely explore there as far as the enemies friendship relationship between Gaston and Maurice. And then I am thinking about implementing a love relationship with him and Mrs. Potts, which is kind of hinted at in the live action movie, possibly. So let me know what you think of that in the comments down below. For his job, he is an engineer. That is obviously very appropriate for the fact that he is seen as kind of like an innovator, and therefore Belle as well is very innovative and kind of creating things that will help for the village and even for the future build, the village marketplace, which I think is going to be the next speed build that comes out for the Disney save. There is a thing in there, an item that he has created to help with the flow of the marketplace and all of that kind of stuff. Maurice frequents Belle's castle to stay close with his daughter. His hobbies include woodworking, gardening, painting, singing, cooking, tinkering, and inventing. He does not have a fame level. He likes to be very much alone. He lives across the street from the Enchantress, so they are kind of like the gender opposites of one another. You've got like this very likes to keep to herself, solidarity, kind of quiet loner sim, and he is very similar, but I think once you get to know him, he's very like bright and bubbly, and it doesn't necessarily stray away from people as much as the Enchantress kind of does. And I also thought about giving him like a lot of animals too, but I thought it was cool to just have one elder sim that you can totally just focus on the one elder and play with them by himself, and whereas the other one you have more of like a pets situation. So it's a different atmosphere than some of the other sims that we have had for the save so far, and I have to say I've enjoyed playing with him quite a bit. Like when I sat down to play with this house and sort of play test it and play with Maurice and everything, I feel like there's something really calming about his character, and he just keeps to himself, but he also is really smart and kind of just like tinkers all the time and has his little gardening table and like works on his home, and he's just a very like typical elder, and there's something very calming about it. As far as his appearance and his outfits go, I did try to stick with the two main outfits that are shown in the animated version of the movie. Not really a reference to the live action. His depiction in the live action is very different than the animated version. I did have a problem with the hair, obviously, and not being able to get one that was exactly like the one in the movie. There is one in the game that I would say is shaped similarly to his one in the movie, but it's not good enough. It kind of looks like clown hair, and I was going through my Patreon Discord and talking about different hair options for Maurice, and everybody kind of decided that this was probably the closest one. There's something about the way that the hair flows that feels really natural and could be kind of closer to the live action as well, so feels appropriate. And that is going to be Maurice. Let me know what you thought of him in the comment section down below. If you would like to support the Disney Save on Patreon, that is also linked down below. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that little bell icon below to turn on post notifications so you can get updated every single time I post. And I will talk to you all in the next one.